I'm Chef Ken Arnone, and today we're going to be talking about cooking pasta and a little bit about making pasta itself. First thing that we're going to start with is talking about large-scale production, the method in which they make most of the pasta that we eat today, which is called extruded. And basically that means that they make large batches of dough and they're forced or pressed through a die or a cutting plate. Now we're going to talk a little bit about sauces that go with different shapes of pastas. So the first example we have here are those that are considered long and flat. We have a fettuccine, we have a whole wheat spaghetti, and a linguine. And the sauces that would go best with these shapes would be those that are smooth and somewhat thin. So a cream sauce, a marinara sauce, or a butter sauce would work great with these because it tends to coat the pasta itself. The next type would be those that are called twists, tubes, and similar shapes. And our examples here would be orecchiette, rigatoni, penne, and fusilli. And these shapes of pastas work much better with a sauce that is chunky, because what happens is that the chunks get caught in the shapes themselves, makes it much easier to eat. And the last type of pasta would be considered the fresh category. That could be fresh linguine, fettuccine, as well as fresh stuffed pasta. You tend to use a lighter sauce with that because you're highlighting the pasta itself and or the stuffing or the filling itself. And now we're going to talk about cooking the pasta itself. So first we have a pasta pot where we also have a drain insert in there. And for every pound of pasta you need approximately 1 gallon of water. You're going to bring that water to a rolling boil, and it's important to add salt. You need approximately 1.5 tablespoons of salt for every gallon of water. We have here mezza rigatoni, which we're going to place into our boiling water. You do want to make sure that you're stirring it up. And this is to help prevent any sticking with the pasta itself. Most of our pastas at Colavita are somewhere between 8 and 12 minutes to cook time. It also depends on the amount of water that you have and how much pasta that you're cooking. It's not necessary to add oil to the pasta water when the pasta is cooking. This is something that people feel that it helps to coat the pasta to prevent it from sticking. But in all reality, the oil sits on top of the water, the pasta sits in the water down below, and it really doesn't have an opportunity to coat it to prevent from sticking. Okay, and now that's nice and al dente. We have two options basically for mixing our pasta with the sauce. The first one that we're going to show is how to mix it in the pot itself. So we have right here a very nice roasted vegetable sauce that has zucchini, it has some sun-dried tomatoes, roasted peppers, and some eggplant. Now, it's important to drain the pasta very well, and you don't want to immediately get rid of all the pasta water. If you do that, you don't have an opportunity to use that water, which does have some of the starch in it, to be able to adjust the consistency or the thickness of the sauce. Once you've drained your pasta, it's important to note that you shouldn't rinse it, because if you do, you're rinsing the starch off, which does help the sauce stick to the pasta itself. We're going to take this, we're going to return it to the fire, and turn the heat up just a little bit. Basically what that's going to do is just allow the pasta to absorb the sauce itself. This is also a chance that we can adjust the amount of sauce that we have. So if we think that we need a little bit more, it's a good opportunity to add just a bit more in the pan itself. And this is a very short time period. You want to add this in there just for a few seconds. I'm going to adjust just the amount of sauce that we have in there. As soon as it simmers, it has a chance to absorb the sauce itself. And that's one method for mixing the pasta. And now we're going to garnish our pasta. First, we're going to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on there, some Parmigiano Reggiano, and a little bit of chopped Italian parsley. And there you have one method for mixing your pasta. And now we're going to show the second method in which you can mix your pasta with the sauce after cooking. So we have some fettuccine here that has cooked for about 12 minutes, and it's nice and al dente. We're going to drain that very well. We're going to just place a small amount of sauce in the bottom of the bowl. And we have here a nice pesto cream sauce. We'll put a small amount in the bottom. And then we're going to take our pasta that's been well drained and we're going to add it to the bowl. Now we can add just a bit more of the sauce directly on top. Take our tongs and mix this up well to make sure that you coat. And we're going to add just a touch more sauce. And I'm going to add a little bit of the cooking liquid just in order to help thin that just a touch. And again, we're going to mix that up nicely. And now we're going to garnish. A little Parmigiano Reggiano and some fresh basil. And there you have the second method in which you can mix pasta with the sauce after cooking.